For some time now, climate change has been a topical subject. Climate change has had adverse effects on many countries, and Zambia has not been spared. Increase in the frequency and severity of seasonal dry spells and increased temperatures have been recorded. Flash floods and drought have in the recent times hit parts of central, eastern and southern provinces. The situation has been largely attributed to the indiscriminate cutting down of trees. Various interest groups are putting climate change mitigation measures. One such program is Plant a Million Trees, a program that was launched by President Edgar Lungu. This program has been embraced by Copperbelt University, which has since come up with an initiative of tree planting. Copperbelt University Vice Chancellor Professor Nelson Ngoma led 300 students on a 3-day tree planting exercise in a Chimpe area managed by Zambia Forestry and Forest Industries Corporation, ZAFFICO.
In fact, if you recall, the Republican president came over to Kapasi Makassar and launched the Plant a Million Tree project. Right? And of course, the Plant a Million Tree became something of a catchword because some NGOs caught it up, which is okay. No, the university is there to be innovative. If somebody runs away with an innovation, that's fine too, right? Yeah. So the whole point is we need to plant a lot of trees. Why must we plant trees? This country has trees which are rapidly disappearing. According to the UN study a while back, Zambia is the fastest disappearing forest in the world. Now, in an event which we had a few days ago, one of our professors, Professor Kalava and others, discussed a lot of technical, very, very technical and very important issues, showing how serious the situation really is. Now, we then began to say, okay, what do we do? Every year, throughout the year, we should undertake activities which are all related to protection of the environment. Planting trees is but one of them. So today, because of logistical problems, we are planting trees only in our backyard.
According to Professor Ngoma, trees are disappearing at a faster rate, and many measures, apart from just planting trees, must be put in place immediately.
But we'll continue exercises which are related to the environment. For instance, we take a special, we frown upon certain things which are taking place at the moment. Look at Kitwe, look at Mfuchane Bridge, look at the Kafue River, where we have misplaced communities to be near a habitat like that. Our view is that such communities should be removed from there. It doesn't matter how old they've been there, how long they've been there. They've been there wrongly. It's killing us. It's killing the river, right? They should be given some other place elsewhere, where they can continue their livelihood, and then we reserve the area so that the river can flow easily. Remember that river is an economic hub, it's a political hub, it's everything for everybody else. Right now, the river is dying. We cannot allow that to happen.
School of Natural Resources Dean Professor Felix Kalaba said his students can play a key role of finding lasting solutions to the problems of climate change through research.
The School of Natural Resources is very important because it deals with issues of the environment. Right now, Zambia is experiencing negative effects of climate change, and one of responding to this is actually planting of trees. Now, if we have to plant trees, it's extremely important that we look at that which we have, and one of our strengths is the technical ability. Not only technical ability, but also students, because they are quite helpful when it comes to planting of trees. So we're trying to teach our students to be part of the solution and not just to be armchair critics, to be involved in tree planting. But for this to happen, it's extremely important that we engage also communities. One thing is that communities at the end of the day are responsible for taking care of their trees. As a result, they need to know which trees to plant. And that can also help in terms of ownership, because one of the greatest things that we need to look at is ownership. You realize that if you plant trees and they're not properly owned by the communities, then that will be an exercise in futility.
The students are also worried about climate change, and they want to be part of those that will mitigate it.
As a school, we feel motivated and encouraged to come and participate in this tree planting. And because there are a lot of reasons why we have come here. As we know, there are a lot of importances for planting trees. Talk of shelter, habitat, as in from the same tree we get Actually, they are used as medicinal purposes and also as food.
We really appreciate the ZAFFICO guys for giving us seedlings to participate in the planting of trees, because we know trees are very important for the planet's survival, and we really need it for a lot of things. For instance, I come from the southern province and I've seen how plants are dying there. They are drying because it won't just rain there. It will stay like 2 weeks without actually raining. And by the end of the day, after it comes, maybe after 2 weeks, you find they are drying. It is because they are cutting trees very much there. Like, trees have been cut. So for us planting here, it's actually good because we are now replacing all the trees that have been cut. And we have to keep on. We have to go to a lot of places. And I really recommend Southern Province because that's where people are really suffering.
Climate change is a global cry. And as a school, as students, we are a little worried at the rate at which trees are being cut. Studies are showing that about 51 football pitches are being cleared in an hour, which should be a cry to every student, every citizen. You know, climate change brings about a lot of hazardous things like drought and floods.
I really think climate change is a problem that is at large right now. So, you know, we as CBU students, we are participating in this program because we want to do something that will benefit the society. You know, plant a tree, save a life. So trees, as they are carbon reserves for carbon dioxide absorption. So when we do that, we try to regulate the carbon dioxide emission. So as we plant and we're trying to help the environment. But this is not only the job for the government. Everyone out there, the society, everyone should participate and plant trees. The more you plant, you can plant in the garden, at home. As you plant, you're trying to serve the environment.
Raising awareness among members of the public is a cardinal engagement, as they are directly affected by the effects of our climate change. Plant a tree today and be part of those that will mitigate climate change. Obinato Saili for Focus in Chambishi.